Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Horror Syndicate Live. And yes, I'm using the Discourse banner because I don't have one for the Horror Syndicate Live. It's a new thing, it's an old thing. It's old and new. The original podcast for the Horror Syndicate was called the Horror Syndicate Live. We had, I think, 6 panel members that included myself, Brian Enright, Jared Letourneau, who everybody should know by now, um, Morgan Jewell, Sawan, Baron Craze, and Ray Canella. I think that was all of them. Anyway, tonight we're going to talk about Danielle Harris a little bit in our first episode. We're also going to talk about Friday the 13th and Sean Cunningham's dick ass. Dick ass, is that a right word to use? Probably. And we're going to talk about the future of Halloween a little bit after Halloween ends. It's going to be an all around show, but we like to feature Danielle Harris because she's pretty awesome, in my opinion. Anyway, with me tonight, and probably often, if you watch the Discourse show, you know Seth. Hey, Seth.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, bro. How you doing tonight?
Not bad. You?
I'm bad. I'm real bad. I'm cool. I'm excited to do another show. Discourse is a great show. I have a lot of fun with you and Jared and Nate. But I wanted to do something more about horror news and just random shit. And this is what the Horror Syndicate Live is going to be. So tell them, Seth, tell them to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube, and like the video again, and then share it.
So, like the video, subscribe to our YouTube,
Amen.
like the video again, just to make sure.
There we go.
And then, and share. And that's it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, your brother wants to know more about that black Spider-Man suit.
Oh my God, he's such a.
He's just kidding. He says, "Okay, that's fine. I'm not digging that suit. I don't know. There's something about it I don't like. Spider-Man should be blue and red, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or all black, like the symbiote suit.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott Montgomery's with us today. Glad to have you back. What do you think of Danielle Harris? And that's the opening question. What are your thoughts and favorite films that Danielle Harris has been in? The first thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to let Seth take it away, is we're going to talk about Sean Cunningham and Friday the 13th. Because if you guys didn't know, there's more lawsuit bullshit. Go ahead, Seth. Tell me everything you know.
Yeah, I read about this earlier today, so it's not too fresh in my mind. But yeah, Sean Cunningham is suing Warner Brothers and Paramount. Basically, he did an audit and things didn't quite line up with what he should be getting as far as royalties and bonuses and all that, and so he's suing them. It's just I don't know. It is the way it is at this point right now. It's just kind of funny because I still see people bashing Victor Miller about the whole lawsuit thing, and just the other day, on a Friday 13th group that I'm in, someone made a comment about Victor Miller, and I was just like, Sean's the reason why there is a lawsuit, because he didn't even want to come to a deal with Victor. He'd rather take it to court. And, this just further shows, I guess, how Sean is. But, so it could be a little bit.
Is it just over the remake?
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, either way, it's thanks, Brian, for mentioning that, if that's the case. This shit's getting old. We talked off air for a minute, and, like, they're missing out on so much money. They're missing out on Halloween money. They're missing out on, a Halloween prequel, sequel, whatever's remakes. Hey, Luke, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining. But yeah, it's getting old. Larry Zerner. Larry is it Larry Zerner, the Shelley from is the lawyer, and he blogs about it. He tweets about it. I heard about it today, and the first thing I did. Can you guess what I did?
You probably rolled your eyes.
I rolled my eyes like a motherfucker. I rolled my eyes so hard that I fell out of the chair that I was sitting in while rolling.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. I like Friday the 13th, but they're going to start. They've already put off a lot of fans, and they're going to continue to put off fans. And when you do that, you lose your fans, and you're going to lose a fan base if that keeps happening. You know, I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I thought you were done. Go ahead, continue.
No, I want you to go. You go.
No, just so with what Brian brings up with Larry Zerner, like I usually kind of wait to see what he says because he's very informative about all that stuff.
Yeah.
But all I saw was the initial article from earlier in the day, so I don't know any more details than that. But I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, Chris Hall is here. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Happy Friday. It's he says it's a crock of shit. Victor didn't want anything to do with the series for the longest time. That's true. There's problems on both sides. Go ahead.
That was also Sean. Sean also didn't want Jason to be the killer in Friday the 13th Part 2. Sean left the series after Part 1. He had nothing to do with it. And he came back with Part 8. And one of the things he demanded Adam Marcus to do was get rid of the damn hockey mask.
Yeah.
You know, that's well said and documented. I mean, Sean came back for the money to capitalize on a franchise that he ultimately had nothing to do with. Him and Victor both did the foundation of it, but
they're complicit.
But Steve Miner did what Sean did and better, and Frank Mancuso Jr. is really the reason why we got the series and the characters that we like and love.
He's a young son hero for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about Chris at all. It's just like that's the sort of like the mentality that I've been seeing on the internet is people hold Sean Cunningham much higher in regard in the franchise than he really should be. Because if you really think about it, the ones that Sean's involved with are arguably the worst ones in the franchise. Just my opinion.
Yeah, Brian looks like he agrees. Sean did his best to wreck the franchise. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a shame. I mean, we were talking, and we both think Friday the 13th may have a bigger fan base than Halloween even. And Halloween, I mean, when Halloween 2018 came out, it wrecked the box office. It did really. I mean, it didn't do it numbers, but it did really well at the box office, and we're getting 2 more of those. And I know, and I'm willing to put money down today that there's going to be another Halloween's reboot in 2028. 50th anniversary. It makes total sense. So I'm just grateful. Yeah, I know, me too. But I'm not even 100% sure if that's going to be the last Ultimate Jason, because if it is, that's going to suck, because those are cool figures. I have them up on my. I didn't open any of mine. I don't open my stuff. I'm a stupid action figure collector that doesn't open anything. Hey, Alex, how you doing, my man? So anyway, yeah, so we're going to talk about Danielle Harris now. If there's anything else you want to talk about Friday the 13th wise, maybe we'll jump in and do another one of these, talk about Friday the 13th and this bullshit. But
yeah, we should.
What's Danielle Harris is a sweetheart. Love her. One of my favorite Danielle Harris movies, Last Boy Scout. Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, so I don't remember what came up. I think we were talking about Halloween Ends or something like that, and then our Halloween Kills. And I don't know. How did we come up with this? I said, oh, no, she put something on her Facebook story or whatever it was. It says shooting something new. And I said something about Danielle Harris is going to play young Michael Myers in Halloween prequel or something like that. And then we just decided to kind of do the show and talk about Danielle Harris. I like Danielle Harris. I did get to meet her in 2018 with my son, but she had no interest in talking to me. She was more interested in him, which was kind of cool. Of course, Nathan had not a good experience with her, but I can't really go over what he said because that's all his business, not mine. But everybody else I've heard from had really good experiences with her. I don't think she's the greatest actress, but I do like her. What you?
I like her. I think she's a decent actress. I mean, especially with Halloween 4 and 5, her acting was actually really good for being a kid actor. She was in The Last Boy Scout. She was.
Hold on one sec. We're gonna come back to that, Chris. Hang out, because I got something to say about the Jason X Earth 2 thing. We'll come back to that. But,
Oh, just like her in The Last Boy Scout, it was hilarious. You know, she was as just like this little foul mouth little the daughter of Bruce Willis. I thought she was great in that, and she was pretty good in Stakeland.
yeah, well, here the thing about Danielle, I saw that too, Chris. That she just rapped something. She's more than just a horror icon, a scream queen. Because Last Boy Scout, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I mean, there's a few other movies, yeah. And she was in, I think she was in Roseanne also, and a few other things in late '80s, early '90s. So she's all over the place, but she's most well known as Jamie from Halloween and being in the Rob Zombie movies and Spakeland. Yeah, now that was one of my favorite roles because it wasn't like anything she's ever been. She's a pregnant woman, and they all go on the run together after the town gets sacked by these vampires. Yeah, Stakeland is awesome. It's a great movie. She was on General Hospital. I had no idea. But yeah, I had a crush on her. I'm sure you did too. I know you can't say.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, most of us horror fans saw her in Halloween. She was 4 in General Hospital. That's where she got to start, probably. Yeah, Boy Meets World. Yeah, I mean, she was awesome. I mean, every time I heard she was going to be somewhere, I was like, I'm going to watch that for sure. And then she kind of disappeared in the middle parts of the '90s, and I didn't see her again until Urban Legends. Remember that? When she
Yep, goth
saw her as a goth girl, and I mean, boy, that sent me through the roof. A horny goth girl, because I was in a goth phase back then. I'm just saying. Yeah. Erica Herrera says, "Here we go." Okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Alex Ross and Luke Hardman have some kind of weird love affair going on. The last show we had, those two were going back and forth in the chat, talking to each other about haircuts and beards and shit. it was something else. So we're gonna see that pop up every now and again, I'm sure. But anyway, so let's talk about what I wanted to talk about more than anything about Danielle Harris was why she's not in the current Halloween series, and I think you have more insight on this than I do. Oh yeah, Hatchet. Yeah, she's in Hatchet as well. She's actually, I wasn't very happy that they recast Mary Beth, but when I found out who it was, I was fine after that. So, did you ever see the Hatchet movies?
I haven't.
Oh man,
I've been meaning to. I just keep forgetting about them.
They're good. They're pretty good. All 4 of them.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, everybody has a stalker.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Adrienne King famously loves to talk about her stalker. Hello, James. Congratulations on Omni funding. I can't help it. He's a good. we got a man crush love affair going on over here. I love it. Anyway, let's talk about Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, in 2018, and why Danielle Harris may not be in those movies. But I do think she should be in them. Maybe not as Laurie Strode's daughter, but in the movie somewhere. I think you might agree with me on it. Bromance, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Alex. I forgot. I was like thinking of the word. I'm like, what the hell? Thank you. Anyway, Alex is good. See, here it is, unfolding right before our eyes. Oh. Anyway, so do you have any insight on why Danielle Harris? Because I heard she got bashed a little bit for trying to. What happened? What happened? You're a huge Halloween guy compared to me.
Well, I mean, she's just been kind of outspoken about how she feels she should have been in those movies, and I think she kind of bashed probably some of the wrong people.
Yeah,
and that doesn't really help. Because it's, especially with Hollywood, especially with business, it's not about what you deserve. It's about what you earn.
Yeah.
And again, as was kind of mentioned in our little group chat the other day, she wouldn't have fit the character of Karen anyway.
No, I don't think so.
I think Judy Greer was perfect for the character that they wanted to create as Laurie Strode's daughter.
Yeah, as much as I like Danielle Harris, I love Judy Greer in that role, and just you hit it on the nail on the head right there. She, first of all, Danielle Harris never really, she doesn't give off the vibes of Laurie Strode's daughter. They don't look all that much alike. But like Judy Greer, I mean, she doesn't really look like her, but I feel like she looks way more like a Laurie Strode than Danielle Harris ever did. But
yeah, I mean, and I think that it would have been kind of cool to have her in these new ones as a different character. That way she plays a different character in 3 different of the Halloween timelines. That'd be kind of a cool thing. You know what I mean? Because right now she's in the 4 and 5, and she's also in Rob Zombie's 1 and 2. It'd be kind of cool for another timeline for her.
It'd be cool if she was connected to Laurie somehow too, because she is connected to Laurie in Halloween 4 and 5 as Jamie Lloyd, her daughter, and then she's connected to Laurie in Rob Zombie's Halloween as Annie, her best friend. Essentially, it'd be cool if somehow she was still connected to Laurie in some way, but maybe not. Because like her daughter, of course, or another daughter or whatever. I'm still waiting for Josh Hartnett to pop up, but.
Well, I mean, she could have played, maybe even a relative of someone who got killed in Halloween 2018. She could have been part of this mob that's going to be happening.
What about Ray's sister?
Huh?
What about Ray's sister? Jamie, or what's her name's husband? Judy Greer's husband in the movie. What about his sister? It could be his sister.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, just about anything. Lindsay's daughter, for God's sakes. Lindsay,
yeah,
same age, same kind of look in person too. Danielle Harris has dark hair. Lindsay Wallace had whoever, I can't remember her name. What's her name?
The actor.
Yeah,
Kyle Richards.
Yeah. This is, you know what? Let me tell you something, Scott Montgomery. And I'm always going to call you by your first and last name, Scott Montgomery, because it just sounds very Americana. Anyway, Scott Montgomery. Back in 2002, I wrote fan fiction that was called Halloween: The Legend of Michael Myers, and it merged both timelines beautifully. And it was Danielle Harris was back, and Josh Hartnett was back, both as Laurie's kids. Of course, it never happened because I'm nobody, but that's what I wanted. Look, I'm just gonna. I don't like H2O, so I'm just joking about Josh Hartnett. I'm not an H2O guy. I have never been. I saw it when it came out in the theaters, and it's worse every time I watch it, just like 2018 actually. Anyway, Josh Hartnett, go cut your hair. Anyway, so Danielle Harris, not being in Halloween. I mean, there's still a potential for her to be in Halloween Ends, right? They haven't shot anything for that yet, have they?
Correct.
So maybe we should go to petition.org and make her an extra.
you could probably find 50 petitions to get her back in the Halloween franchise.
I'm sure there is. I think. I mean, how nice. Laurie's on her way to the hospital. We hear that most of Halloween kills is not in the hospital, right?
Correct.
That's a rumor. I don't want to get into spoiler territory. I do have the spoiler button ready if we need it. But where is it? I don't have it ready. I lied. I'm looking at comments. Okay, here we go. Spoilers. No. But we've heard things that it takes place mostly with the mob that we see in the trailers and the sizzle reels and all that shit. The thing is, make her a nurse and Haddonfield Memorial. Just do that. Come on. Maybe she puts Laurie's IV in or some bullshit like that. Just give her something. Because I'd like her. I think she's almost a central, almost more so than Jamie Lee Curtis is to the entire franchise. She's been in 4 movies, and in all 4 roles, she was key to those movies as Jamie and as Annie. I mean, and Annie dies in Halloween in 1978. She does not die in Halloween 07, and she's brought back, and she's a key character in both movies. So, and she's been in the same amount until Halloween Kills comes out as Jamie Lee Curtis. So she's, to me, as central to Halloween, the franchise, as Jamie Lee Curtis is. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, and I might get torn up. Hey, Becky,
No.
I hope you're feeling better. Sorry. Hope you're feeling okay. Halloween Ends is shooting in the North Carolina this fall. Okay, good.
Yep.
What's this? Sorry, you don't like 2018. No, I like 2018. It just gets worse every time I watch it. I I don't like H2O. It's not good. The masks were a trouble. Yeah, the masks were a problem. The story. I do like Lori better in H2O now. By the way, we're gonna have a long conversation about how much more I like Lori in H2O versus 2018 and how they dealt with her PTSD because of her being Michael Myers' sister. That's important to me. See, I'm not the only one who thinks Danielle Harris is as important.
Yeah, well, absolutely. It's I think
yes, I got a fan club. Anyway, go ahead.
It's like we kind of mentioned in our little chat too. It's like after Pleasance and Curtis, she's the next in line as the glue that holds the franchise together.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I mean, here's something to do for people out there. Think about Halloween, and what are the first characters that come to mind? I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is obviously going to be the first one. Then I'd say Pleasance, Dr. Loomis, and to me, it's Jamie Lloyd. Mm-hmm. And why not? I mean, I still hate that. Not hate, but I hate that J.C. Brandy was cast, and I still wish we could get a clear answer why. I'm sure it was money related, but that would tie her with Jamie Lee Curtis at 5 movies. But anyway, so I am excited about Halloween Kills coming out at the end of the year. Let's hope it doesn't get pushed back. Otherwise, Seth may murder people. Right? I want to move our to 2028. 7 years from now. I am willing to bet money there's going to be a Halloween remake in 2028. What do you think? No, yeah. I don't think Danielle Harris is going to play a young Michael Myers. That was a complete joke. Me saying that. She'll be in her 50s by that point. But I'd like to see her be in that movie. Maybe she could play Michael's mom at that point. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. 50 years, that'd be a good time to do a new movie. Should be enough time pass between Halloween Ends and the new movie, so people.
Years, yeah.
So, I don't know necessarily if they're going to do a remake or
it's the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, my prediction is they're going to close it up. I think so too. They already missed out on the 30th because Rob Zombie and all of them were idiots. Not Rob Zombie's fault, but it was like, why couldn't they just wait till 2008 to put out that movie? The 40th anniversary, because they released one every 10 years. It was 78, 88, 98, and then 07. Come on, and then 2018. 07's the oddball. And anyway, I expect there to be and each one of them kind of rebooted the series if you think about it. There was Halloween 4 kind of rebooted it after the Halloween 3 debacle, even though Halloween 3 is glorious. I fucking love that movie. And then H2O, rebooted everything because they got rid of 4, 5, and 6. And then 07 was a reboot. And 2008 got rid of everything. And, so they were all kind of like refreshing the franchise. I would suspect there's going to I think Halloween Ends is going to wrap up the story. And I think Michael Myers will die. And I think this is my theory on January 29, 2021. He'll die. There will not be somebody else taking the mantle of Michael Myers, and Laurie Strode will die also. And I think that's gonna put a nice bow on that series. And there's either two things I can see happening. One, they somehow they take my script, The Legend of Michael Myers, and make that into a movie. And bring in Danielle Harris and Brian White's favorite, Josh Hartnett, and then or the other one is they'll remake the series. They have to capitalize on the 50th anniversary of the movie. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
They'll probably just start a new timeline.
Probably. I hope they don't like, oh, this is the direct sequel to Halloween 4 or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope it's not before 2028. I want it to be then. We'll get a nice break from Halloween, and it'll be 6 years, and then we'll bring it back with a whole new, fresh look. And yes, Michael in space. There we go. You heard it here first, folks. Brian White is saying Michael in space. Season of the Witch is the most underrated. Well, it's not anymore, but it's been one of the most underrated movies, period, since 1982. And it's finally starting to get the love and appreciation it deserved back then. I love that movie. And plus, fucking Tom Atkins is in it. And Tom Atkins is a goddamn beefcake. Okay? I'm not gay. For Tom Atkins, I might be. Thanks. Thanks. Let me tell you something. That theory that I just gave you, straight out of my ass right now. Didn't think about it beforehand. Just pulled it right out of my ass. What? Let me hear your theory. You got a theory? I know you do.
About the future of the franchise?
Yeah, not after Kills is all over, and yeah, I want to hear a theory from you.
Yeah, well, I definitely
Seth we're live.
I definitely think that we're gonna get a wrap up of David Gordon Green's new trilogy.
Love it, Brian.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Ends is going to be the end, just like you said. Yeah. I really think there's not going to be any more of those characters. We're not going to see a continuation of Allison or anything like that. I think that's going to be the end of that storyline. And, after this, there's no way in hell Jamie Lee Curtis is ever coming back again. Right?
No, I don't think so either.
I think this is it. This is the last time we're going to have Jamie Lee Curtis in this franchise for the rest of the time.
Sorry. I'd be okay with it. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Tom Atkins was the detective in Night of the Creeps. Thrill me. I mean, hold on. Thrill me. I can't. I'm not as good as Tommy. And yes, I could call him Tommy because, we've met each other. We got mutual respect. Halloween 2028. LL Cool J versus Busta Rhymes. All right. Anyway, on with your theory.
I don't remember where I was at.
You said Jamie Lee Curtis is definitely not going to come back to the series after this. I agree with that. Right.
And I think going forward, they should just move away from the Laurie Strode character altogether. Just don't. I personally don't want to see a remake. I would like to see them try to do something a little more creative, a little more different. Don't remake John Carpenter's classic. Don't start over again with Laurie Strode. I would like to see, a version of Loomis again in the future. Absolutely. And that would all depend on casting, but.
Well, I'm available.
You can pull it off.
Well, what if they did something kind of unique? And so we got Halloween 2018, which was to follow directly after Halloween for Laurie. But what if they did followed Loomis and went in another direction directly after Halloween? No Laurie Strode, because without rebooting the series, you are kind of hamstrung at that point by. Unless you got really creative and came up with a whole new story for Michael Myers, and I don't know. To be completely honest, I'd like the series to go to rest for many years, but it won't. This is one of those series that, like Hellraiser, will never go away.
No,
not that I want it to go away. If there's a Halloween movie, I'll be there for sure. But at the same time, some of these series need sufficient rest. A Nightmare on Elm Street has had sufficient rest, and so is now Friday the 13th. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Victor. Anyway, but Halloween's the only one that's really never gotten that much rest. The biggest time, let's see, there was technically 7 years between Halloween 2 and Halloween 4, 6 years between 5 and 6, 3 years between 6 and H2O, then 4 years between H2O and Resurrection, then 5 years and 2 years, and then 9 years was the biggest gap. So 9 years is not that long. I mean, compared to some franchises that that come back after 30 years, or shit. Look at Phantasm. You know, Phantasm takes like decades off. I mean, 79, 88, 94, 98, and then 2016, I think.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Why do I know these things?
It's good knowledge to have.
Yeah.
You know, another possibility too is probably highly unlikely, but if I would like to see them take the script for Halloween Returns.
Me too. I'm glad you said that. This is a good comment. But I have to disagree. I like Malcolm McDowell's. But yeah, they do need a good Loomis if they bring him back.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about Halloween Kills. Can you kind of fill people in on what really happens in that one?
Halloween Returns.
Yeah, Halloween Returns.
Yeah, so I've actually read a lot of different reviews of it and watched a bunch of different reviews of it on YouTube after I did my read through and after I did my breakdown of it, which you can find on thehorrorsyndicate.com, a great website. You should go there every single day. Anyway, so a lot of people don't seem to understand when they read it is it kind of acts like a sequel to an unproduced remake because there's similarities. Like, so the script for Halloween Returns begins with Michael rising up from the lawn after being shot off the balcony at the Doyle house, and it follows him from there. And there's like this teenage girl, I believe her name was Karen, who was running away.
Really?
So it kind of implied that, yeah. So it kind of implied that there was, more than just, the core. I don't know, what was it, 4 people who died in the original. It implied that there was a little bit more of that, and Loomis and Laurie are kind of mentioned. Michael's psychiatrist was found like upstairs with a teenage girl, and the police follow Michael, and actually Deputy Hunt, who's actually a character in Halloween 2 from 1981, is like the main cop in this. And Michael goes to his house, kills his wife, and then Michael gets captured. And there's another psychologist involved from Smith's Grove named Dr. Rogers, and he's the primary doctor throughout the entire script. And it gets to a point where they're going to do the death penalty with him. It goes awry, and Michael escapes. And
I knew about that part.
Yeah,
before reading your
yeah, and then it gets to the basic stuff where he's going after these kids. One is Dr. Rogers' daughter and Deputy Hunt's son. And the story, the remainder of the script actually takes place in Russellville, not Haddonfield.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I missed that part.
So like it's weird because there's a lot of connections to Halloween 2, but it actually kind of acts as it's its own separate thing, like it's its own part 2. And then there's a end credits scene where Dr. Rogers is talking to a mysterious figure, and it turns out to be Dr. Loomis. So they're set up Loomis for a sequel.
Okay.
So they were given.
Not the Man in Black, is it?
What's that?
It's not the Man in Black, is it?
Probably. Goddamn Thorn. Yeah. So, like there's this whole thing with the script too, where one, you never see Michael's face at all, even though he's described as not having his mask on. Especially like the death penalty scene. But the one rule in that script was you'll never ever see Michael's face, which is cool.
Yeah.
And there's a kind of a revelation at the end where Dr. Rogers realizes that Michael doesn't just want them, those select few people he's after in this movie, wants to kill the entire town. And So like they set up a sequel, they gave you enough time away from characters like Loomis to let you get to know this new world. I'm probably just not making this sound good at all right now. I would just
I mean, definitely go to the horsesyndicate.com and read about this, because I like the way this was something that was supposed to happen. They even made a poster for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it was supposed to come out in 2016, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, they got very close to start production. That's when Miramax lost the rights after the thing with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, and I like that poster, by the way.
That is cool.
And it bums me out that they didn't just name the new movie Halloween Returns, and they gave it. That still bothers me. Well, we'll see what happens in the future for Halloween. There are a lot of ways they can go, and Vince DeSanti, friend of ours, friend of the Discourse show, and friend of the Horror Syndicate in general. If you don't know who Vince is, he's the man behind Never Hike Alone, the Friday the 13th fan films. And if you haven't seen those, what the fuck? Go to YouTube after watching this and go watch Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow and Disappear. All great stuff. Actually, Never Hike in the Snow, Disappear, then Never Hike Alone. I think that's the order. Or Disappear. Disappear might be first. Anyway.
I think Disappear's first.
Yeah, Disappear, Never Hike in the Snow, then Never Hike Alone. And there's going to be more. Great fan films. Vince DeSanti. Anyway, he came on the show when we were Horror Syndicate Lives, because this is a channel that likes to have 3 different names for their fucking shows. And then bring one back from the dead that's been dead since 2017. So anyway, that's a good question. Did Donald Pleasance have a son? Well, you're looking at him. Keith, who was on the old Discourse show, he wanted me to do a Loomis cosplay, but not gonna happen. But anyway, Vince had this idea, and this is why I wanted to come back, Chris, to the whole Jason X on Earth 2 thing. Vince had this fantastic idea for a Netflix series of basically wrapping up the strings left from each Friday the 13th movie by giving each individual movie their own sequel, which I think would be very cool. And I think that's something they could do with Halloween even, because, I mean, Halloween 6 leaves off, either cut leaves off with kind of like a cliffhanger. You have no idea what happens. That's why Halloween H2O can almost be looked at as a sequel to 6, even though it's not at all. But like, so, and that's the other thing. Resurrection is the same way. A huge cliffhanger. And I'm not saying they should keep going with that series, because that movie was not good. But, you know, and even so, I mean, there you could even look for a sequel to Halloween. I mean, they were going to make one, Halloween 3, off of Rob Zombie's movies. So, and then there's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Let's get something to go with that. I mean, there's different things they can do for Halloween to continue the franchise and not necessarily make it a remake, a reboot, or whatever. I mean, there's plenty of things they can do. Want to watch Halloween? Which one? There's 3 of them. Yeah, I hate that they named it Halloween 2018. That's stupid. Keith, he made his own slipcover. It says Halloween Returns, which means, I mean, you got here's the series: Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. Give me a fucking break, okay? Just name every movie the same thing: Halloween. But anyway, yeah. So, is there anything else you want to add before we close up shop for the night?
No, I'm good.
We didn't really. Oh, and whatever they do with Halloween, I want Danielle Harris to come back in some form. I don't want her to be the killer or anything like that, but I'd like her to be back. I like her, and she is not integral really, but she's a big part of the franchise. And I like it when franchises bring old characters back as something new, you know, just for the fun of it, paying respect to the old series, you know, because they do that stuff with cameos, like Superman Returns had Jack Larson in it, as you know, Jimmy Olsen, and Superman from 1978 had Noel Neal in it. So and they do it in other movies, other series too. Bring somebody back just for the hell of it, you know.
Yep.
Luke, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all this. We got. Did you guys ever read? No, I've never read a single Friday the 13th novel myself.
I have the first book that's kind continuation of Jason X. It's like The Experiment or something like that. I read it. Wasn't bad.
Yeah, that wouldn't make a bad movie. Jason X2 or something. I think that'd be kind of fun. They should do that. Why not? At this point, why not? I mean, HBO Max is doing shit like that. You know, Justice League's dead, but they're redoing their own stuff and maybe we'll get more stuff. Who knows? And Alex agrees with us. Alex Ross Vanover. Anyway, yeah. So this is what this show is going to be like. It may not have Seth all the time. It may be just me sometimes. It may have somebody else. Who knows? Only time will tell. But I'm going to try to do every Friday for you Friday night folks. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure you slam that subscribe button, as they say, or no, pound that subscribe button, pound that like button. Isn't that what they say? Some shit like that.
Smash or some shit.
Smash that subscribe button.
That's tacky, Jay. It's tacky. Don't say it.
It is. I hate it. You guys can smash the subscribe button.
Yeah,
dude. Anyway, yeah, hit the subscribe button, please. Tell your friends about us. Don't forget the Horror Syndicate Discourse is coming back with a new show on Tuesday, and from what all I can tell, it sounds like old Sethy will be back. Am I hearing that correctly?
That's right. I'll be back.
Just you missed Dr. Sleep. Are you upset that you missed Dr. Sleep?
A little bit, yeah. So I was
show. Me and Nate had fun.
Yeah, I was previous to the weekend. I was listening to the audiobook again at work, but then I hurt myself and yeah, you hurt yourself. We know what happened. The Bills lost, and you couldn't handle reality. So you were like, okay, Jared's going to be on there, and he's a Chiefs fan. Jared didn't even show up anyway. He's like, I didn't watch Dr. Sleep. I was like, so you're not coming on? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, I wonder if they don't want to talk to each other because of the damn football game. But no, I'm just no. I sent a message after the game was over, congratulating him.
You never congratulate a Chiefs fan.
Hey, I'm a Bills fan. I have to stay humble.
Yeah, he's good people. Anyway, like I said, The Shining is our topic of discussion coming up on Tuesday. Nathan, myself, Seth, and Jared should all be there for this horror classic because you know what? It's absolutely 100,000,000,000% a horror classic. So join us on Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, because Seth and Nate are more important than I am. 6:30 Central. 6:30 Central. We'll be live here on Facebook. We'll be live here on YouTube. Have a great night. Have a great night, Alex. I know you and Luke are probably going to chat after the show. Do your old post-mortem Horror Syndicate show. Doctors, thank you. It was a fun show. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. And we will see you guys on Tuesday. Enjoy. Oh, by the way, I'm watching this tonight. I'm going to watch this after we're done. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Good documentary. It's a conspiracy theory documentary about Stanley Kubrick's meaning behind just about everything, even the cans of fucking like wheat in the it's a good, like the scene where Danny is sitting with his Apollo 11 shirt on or whatever it was, and he lifts off the carpet. The carpet's supposed to be like a launching pad, and he's lifting off. And because they're saying Kubrick filmed the moon landing and all, It's a really awesome documentary. I can't say much more about how much I love it, but I want to thank Brian and Scott Montgomery, Luke, Alex, all you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Get your friends to subscribe to the Horror Syndicate. We're sitting at 616. We got to make it to 1,000 at some point. Christ. All right. Seth, thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good seeing you. I'm glad you're on the mend, and we'll see you everybody on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
All right. We'll